Hello people, so Scruffy's back. Long story, ran out of storage on my phone. I'm having trouble figuring out how to clear it without deleting the old videos. Anyway, I'll fill you in on the details, but it's evening. Scruffy's been very skittish today, so I put the food near the door. I'm waiting for him to get closer. He's finally closer. He finally pawed at the door, so it's time to give him some food. But I'm going to try to experiment a little bit with him. So I'm going to try to put some cat food on the brush, or sorry, the cat treats on the brush. Get him to eat off of it. And then I'll probably do the cup later. I'm going to put the bowl a little bit further from me this time because I want to try to brush him as he's eating after he eats the treats from the brush. Now, I don't want him to scratch me, so that's why I want to keep my distance a little bit here. So, hey Scruffy, you ready for some food? Let me introduce you to the brush. So I'm rolling the brush out. I was hissing for a second, but that was a truck. So, okay, so I guess as I'm waiting for him, I'm going to fill in some of the details. So, where to start? So, a couple things. Starting from this afternoon, so I was out on the deck this afternoon for a little while, and I saw Scruffy lying there, and then as I approached, he dashed off the deck onto the sidewalk, and he was still staring at me, but yeah, he's definitely keeping his distance. He wanted to do nothing with me, had nothing to do with me. So as I was going back and forth on the deck, he would keep his distance. I was on one side of the deck. He eventually get back onto the deck and then just kind of rest as long as I kept my distance. As soon as I approached, he would jump off the deck again. So he doesn't even want me getting close. And by close, I mean really far. So, I mean, this right now is really close. Imagine him, 20 times further. Okay. Is this gonna work? Good. Good, Scruffy. Okay, do that a little bit closer this time. That way I can try to brush him as he's eating. Okay. It's okay. So I'm going to block him. He's probably going to get mad at me for this. I want the treat first. And then I'm going to try to brush him as he eats. Like the brush. That wasn't filming very good, but yeah, he's tolerating a lot because he wants that food. So he's irritated. second guessing if he really wants the food or not. So give this to the brush. Sorry for my camera aim. It's hard to brush him from a distance here. But he's tolerating it, so don't know if he likes it, but hopefully this is a precursor to him like being groomed and eventually pet it. Like being brushed. So he's putting up less of a resistance now. Still don't know if he likes it. It's not really. Getting a cramp. So he's still very skittish, but he wants that food, so it's a little less scruffy now. He's combed in the front. The back's another matter. It's hard to reach the back. Like being brushed. See if he volunteers. Like being brushed. There you go. Brush. Like you brush. Well, not sure what to say about that. Except you need to like it a lot more. Okay, so I still have a cup here. So should I hand feed them or should I put it in the bowl? So if I hand feed him, it's going to be hard to brush him. I don't know if I want to try to rebuild some hand trust, or if I want to continue brushing him. Okay, let's try the hand trust. So put the brush down. More food. What's more food? Hey, Scruffy. Want more food? So I don't even know if I can get his attention now. So anyway, yeah, it's stories. So anyway, this afternoon I was on the deck, and yeah, he was avoiding me. Then I had to go out in the front, and I saw a cat come out the gate. So I thought it was him. And then he was, heading for the corner between my house and my neighbor's house. So I thought, yeah, that was him going for his corner. And then he ducked into my neighbor's bushes. I saw his rear end going in. I said, "Hey, Scruffy," and then he dashed. He was terrified. Looking at him, I saw the coloration looked like Scruffy, but he didn't actually look like the fluffy, scruffy Scruffy that we have here. So it was kind of a more thinner, shorter hair, and the tail was much kind of skinnier. It wasn't all kind of fluffy like Scruffy's here. So I'm thinking it might actually be another cat, another cat I didn't know he had. So I got yet another feral got to deal with. But yeah, so Scruffy here has been very skittish around me recently. And food? Want food? Food. He's thinking about it. Food? Food? Okay, so I don't think he's going to take it out of my hand, so I'm going to put it back in the bowl. Well, just a sec. He's thinking about it, I think. And he's scratching, so... Okay, so I think if he doesn't make a move in like 30 seconds, I'm gonna put it in his bowl, and then I'm gonna go back to the brush. Oh, here he comes. Okay, so we might not do the brush this time. This time we might just do the cup. Just try to rebuild some of the cup trust. Food, and I'll get him a little bit closer to me, since I won't be brushing him this time. Food. So get the food there. You're always hungry. And I don't feed you that much. Yeah, so so I came back this evening. I was a little bit earlier than usual. It's a little warm, so I opened up the patio door, left the lights off, cooking some stuff in the kitchen, and then I noticed Scruffy appears next to the door. So I assumed he wanted me to feed him, and so but the moment he saw me, I was approaching the patio door because I have a garbage can there. So he saw me and then he just ran off, and then he didn't come back for like an hour and a half, and I don't know where he went off to or why he's so skittish with me recently. I kind of expected him, he'd just back off now and wait for me. So I'm wondering if he just decided to go get a meal or if he's recently eaten and so that's why he's not really going for the food so aggressively. So he finally came back an hour and a half later, but he wouldn't come too close to the door until I put the food next to it, and then even then he wouldn't come initially, and then he came to the door, and then I sat next to the door, and then he took off and back to the table, and then I just sat there for a while, and he wouldn't come any closer. So then the other thing is I ran out of space on my phone, and I found out the hard way. So I basically had to start unloading all the files off the phone and clear off some space, and that took a while. So I was going back and forth between rooms. I kind of expected him to come back to the screen door as I was gone doing the computer stuff. He didn't approach the door until the very end. So I don't just know. He's really skittish today. He doesn't seem to trust me so much today. Yeah, the brush thing probably didn't help, but the brush thing came later. So, come on, food. More food. More food? So I might dump it into the bowl and try the brush again. If he doesn't make a move. I'm getting tired of bending down. Okay, I just put the cup down so I could rest. Let's see if he approaches. So yeah, the cup is there. I'll pick the cup back up with food. Reaching out, trying to entice him. Food. Food, Scruffy. I wonder if he's holding a grudge for the brush. I wonder how long they hold a grudge for. Okay, where is he going? Water, maybe? So, yeah, I went around. I think he was going for the water, and then as I was turning to point the camera at him, he went right past it and went around. Wow. So that did not go as well as I had hoped, but I guess it wasn't awful. So look who's back. So I went to dump the previous video onto my computer so I can clear off space, and I had left the food there that he didn't eat that was from the cup, and he was at the screen door. So I just sat down on it, and as I approached, he walked back to the edge of the table there. So I don't know. So I think I'll just wait to see if he comes closer. So I moved away from the door, and so he came right over. So I'm going to walk over one more time. I expect him to back off. He hasn't pawed yet, so that's one reason I kind of expect him to back off. If he doesn't back off, then yeah, I'll go out there and I'll try the brush one more time. Okay, Scruffy, let's try this one more time. It's okay, I was just going to sit down. Turn around again. So, yeah, he needs to be braver, needs to be bolder. I think I need to teach him, yeah, that if you want the food, you gotta approach. Gotta be able to interact with me. So I think, yeah, that's I guess that's the tact I'm going for now. Because I could go out there right now and offer him the bowl, but I think I need to condition him more. So he needs to kind of earn this, and I need to be consistent, I think, in order for him to get the message. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording here, since this is going to take a while. Okay, so we are back. So I went inside, basically left the food at the door. He came. As I approached, he went back, so I went back, and then he came back, I went back, and basically I've been playing this stupid game where I want him to be at the door when I'm at the door. Finally, he came when I was at the door, and so I opened the door, come out. Of course, he runs back, but I can't do anything about that. But anyway, so now I have the bowl with his remaining food, and I have brush in hand. So we are ready. And I think he wants the food because, yeah, he kept coming back for the food. So I just need to wait him out. So fortunately, yeah, it seems to be a reset, but I'm going to guess within 5 minutes. And actually, let me take a look at the brush, see how dirty it is. So this is a brand new brush. All clean from the Dollar Tree. And already it's pretty disgusting looking, and it's probably full of disease, so I gotta remember not to touch it. So I don't know what all sorts of disease. So here, ringworm is one, and I don't know what else. Got your food? Put down the brush. Just so I can point the camera a little easier with 2 hands. Because yeah, I'm basically holding the phone on my lap so I can point it under the table so I can get a view of him, because he's basically hiding behind the table. So is he leaving, or is he just stalling? Okay, he's stalling. So I might have to play hardball. I don't want to be here all night. So I think at a certain point I'm going to turn off the lights, take in the food. So I might start with taking in the water. Usually when I take in the water, it's the sign that it's done. No more until the next day. So he sees the brush. See the brush? Want the brush? I'll offer him the brush. Like the brush? No, you don't want the brush. Want the brush? You want the food? Of course you want the food. I'm going to brush you. Brush. Don't try this at home, kids. I'm what you call an idiot. Should have zoomed out. Sorry. Sorry for the bad camera work. But yeah, it's really hard to do it when both hands are busy. It's one more piece. With the brush. Sniffing the brush. With the brush. So I was hoping he would start guiding it himself, using his face to show where he wants to be brushed, but yeah, I don't think he likes it enough. Yeah, just curious. Come on, brush. Brush. Oh, thought I had a chance there. Because that's what I saw in that other video. So the cat really liked it. After like 3 strokes, the cat was in love with the brush. Fortunately, I don't have any such luck. Scruffy is very finicky. Very skittish. Well, I think that's all that's all I can do for tonight. So I guess we could put that in the win column. So yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll catch you next time.